Hello, I am Buttercup Bunny Cosplay, and I have Connor's Rhea Scremery costume that I am going to attempt to fix. Here's the costume. My chair wheel falls off during the duration of this. No, it didn't. So let's unpack and see what we've got to work with. This is her little round the waist bit, but we've got a bow. I'm assuming this is the little shawl cape. We've got a cute little skirt. Now my fear is that this isn't going to fit me, but we're going to cross that bridge when we come to it. For cosplay, it's not the worst quality I've seen, but I've seen way better. The thing that I want to get my hands on the most is the wig. She's seen way better days. I don't know if she's ever seen a good day, actually. There's no styling to the wig at all. The little hoge is sad, to say the least. I'm gonna try everything on, see how it fits. Who did this to you? This bit fits, but she does absolutely nothing for me. Rhea's is a thick girl, and that's not coming through on this, so I'm going to be putting some corset boning in, so it'll be a little bit more defined. I think it may be slightly too small. It's kind of on brand though. But... and there goes the wheel on my chair. Fuck. Not a big fan of the cheap lace. It's just really crunchy, so stay tuned as I continue to work my way through and hopefully make it into something significantly better.
So the first thing that I did was to brush the wig through and to straighten it to keep the wefts nice and soft and subtle, and you can see how shiny it is. Then I got the tracks of the bits of wig that I cut out from the fringe and I coloured them in red so that they blended in a little bit better to make this little patch of fringe at the front that sticks up, and hand stitched that into the base of the wig. I then, gave my testy crimpers some clicks and crimped the majority of the fringe and the sides of her hair to give it a significant amount more volume, because obviously it's a bit more pointy. Then a ton of got to be glued to hold the hoge in place while it dried. Then moved on to the skirt, so I'd taken off the horrible lace and got this nice one. I then tested out the hoge, which was nice and solid. Now it dried, which was perfect. I then moved on to zigzag stitching into the skirt to stop it from fraying before I then hand pinned on all of the lace all around the edges and managed to stab myself multiple times. That was not fun. I then stitched that on with a nice straight stitch and then took apart the bodice. I took the lining fabric away and lined up some ribbon with the seams to make channels for the corset lining that I was going to put in. And then my sewing machine decided to crap out on me, but it's fine, we got there in the end. There's all the nice little channels lined up. And then I filed the edges of the corset boning so it wasn't too sharp, and then stitched back on the ribbon detailing on the front. And then I stitched back on the lining fabric, made sure that there was enough seam allowance for the bias tape to go back on, and realised I didn't have enough, so Amazon had to come to the rescue. I made sure the edges went through with a zigzag stitch and then stitched my bias tape over the top. At this point I remembered I'd lost a button, so I tried to find a suitable alternative, and then I moved on to the shirt, which I used a shirt I already owned because it fitted better. Found the button that I'd lost, annoyingly. ASMR moment. Good stuff. Then I broke the needle on my sewing machine, so I had to go and replace that. I then marked out and stitched a ton of lines. I realised after looking at the cosplay that I got that it only had a single line. Actually it's supposed to have two, so double lines everywhere. And then I hand stitched back on that button that I'd lost and worked on finishing the detailing of the wig. And by the end of it I was covered in a ton of got to be glued and had ridiculously hairy fingers. But it's all good because it stayed very nice and perfectly put for the entire duration of the shoot. And without further ado, here is the final footage of the cosplay. I'm quite proud of it in general. It's the first time I'd actually stitched corset boning into anything, so a new skill learnt here. Basically every awful cosplay can be redeemed in some way. You just need a little bit of patience. And hey, don't be afraid to take on a new challenge. Do something different and enjoy yourself. That's what cosplay's all about.